Hari Sharanam children. Today I take you back in time to the Mahabharata period. This episode is from Raj Dharmanushasan Parv of Mahabharata. Once the king of Hastinapur, King Dhritarashtra, was in his court when he saw his son Duryodhana disturbed. He found that his son was of late becoming pale and leaner. So he called him and asked him, what was the problem? Tell me. Duryodhana, you know, is the chief villain of Mahabharata epic. Very arrogant, malicious, angry, the eldest among the Kauravas, and aspiring to be the king of not only Hastinapur but even Indraprastha, where the Pandavas were ruling. He was truthful to his father. He told his father that, Father, I went to Yudhishthir's kingdom, Indraprastha, and I found it so magnificent. People were dining in plates made of gold. His father told him that even Duryodhana was living a lavish life as a prince. So what was the problem? He said, no, we are not having that kind of Aishwarya or wealth and magnificence. So he confessed that he had become very envious, jealous of Yudhishthira, and also hated him. Children, you should know that when the negative emotions like anger, greed, envy, jealousy, these intensify in your mind, then your body and health are adversely affected. You lose your happiness. You lose your health, even physical health. So Dhritarashtra asked him, what did he want? He said, I want to become as wealthy and as magnificent as Yudhishthira is. He is so well respected, so adored, so rich, so influential. I want to become like that. On this, King Dhritarashtra, a very experienced person, gave him a very good piece of advice. He said, if you want to be like that, you should acquire or you should develop the beautiful character like Yudhishthira. The word he used was not beautiful character but sheel in Sanskrit, which has no equivalent in English, but the closest is a beautiful, noble character. Now, Duryodhana asked him, naturally, what did he mean by that? What is sheel? Instead of answering this question directly, defining sheel or defining a noble and beautiful character, the king narrated a story to him. The story of Indra and Prahlad. You know, Indra is the chief of the gods of different gods of natural forces, like sun, the god of light, like fire, the god of heat, like Varuna, the god of oceans. So he heads all these departments and is the chief minister of gods. Indra one day went to his guru. Guru means spiritual master, advisor, guide, Brihaspati, and asked him the same question or similar question. Indra asked, Guruji, tell me, what is Shreya? You know, Shreya again is a Sanskrit word with no equivalent in English, but nearest thing is, or the best things worth pursuing in life. So Brihaspati referred him to the gurus of demons, Daityas, Shukracharya, who is an equally competent guru. The reason behind this was that instead of lecturing, you show somebody a good example, and he automatically picks up the traits in him and the principle he understands. So there was a great example of sheel in this world at that time, and he was Prahlad. Prahlad is a very famous character in India and Hinduism because when he was a small child, he was so fond of God, Narayana, always chanted his name, and he was full of goodness. So much so that when his demon father wanted to kill him for this goodness, Lord Narayana manifested himself from the pillar. Breaking the pillar, he appeared and killed that demon and saved Prahlad. Now that child had grown now and had become the king of all the Daityas, the clan of Daityas, and he was an amazing character, beautiful character, very noble. Now Indra went to Shukracharya. Shukracharya again referred him to Prahlad, King Prahlad, that you better go to him and learn from him what a beautiful character is and what is the best thing to pursue in life. What is Shreya? Now children, let me tell you a very important thing here, lest I forget. There are two forces, two tendencies, two values. One is Preya, the other is Shreya. Preya means which is priya to you, which you like, likable. And Shreya is the one that is desirable, and you ought to pursue that for making your life happy, your life meaningful, and making others' life happy also. So this conflict between Preya and Shreya, the likable and the desirable, is going to shape your entire life in the future. Now, how to resolve this conflict is a very important question. Now, Indra was the god of, or chief of all the gods. So naturally he felt a little awkward going to some other king and asking questions and learning from him. Some vanity, some arrogance, something remains, people who are powerful. So he assumed the form of a Brahmin and went as a Brahmin to King Prahlad. King Prahlad called him, paid respect to him as a Brahmin, which he deserved, and heard him. He said, "Sir, I have come to you to learn what is Sheel, or a beautiful character, and what are the best things to be pursued in life for benefit, my benefit, others' benefit." King Prahlad told him that, Brahman Devta, I am very sorry to say that I am very busy with my official work of the welfare of the people I govern. So I am afraid I may not be able to spare time for discussing these issues with you. Probably he meant that he should go to Brahmins, more knowledgeable Brahmins, and learn from them, because Brahmins in any case, were the people who were supposed to know what is right, what is wrong, what is dharma, what is adharma, and they could always lecture on these topics to anybody. So why not go to them rather than come to me? But Indra was a clever person, he knew that his guru has asked him to learn from Prahlada, so he must learn from Prahlada. He insisted very politely, very sweetly. Then he explained, the king, that look, what is right and what is good is to be pursued. Yes, a good and beautiful character was also one of those things. It must be pursued. But I myself learn these things every day from the Brahmins. They know what is right, what is wrong, what is worth pursuing in life, what takes you to happiness, what destroys your happiness is the other way. So I daily learn from them, the Brahmins. And let me tell you, children, that the Brahmins at that time were extremely respectable and adorable people, because they were the kind which the Bhagavad Gita talks about in its verse 42 of chapter 18. That verse gives you the traits and the qualities of a Brahmin. Not anybody can become a Brahmin just because he was born to Brahmin parents. No, not that. Don't take it like that. It is based on your qualities of a Brahmin. Even today, if a person comes to you with those qualities, you must adore the fellow, must listen to him carefully, must pay respect to him. So he said that these Brahmins know everything, and he himself, Prahlad, learned from these Brahmins. But Indra was insistent. So Prahlad told him that, please, you stay here for some time. I'll call you when I'm free. I'll discuss the issue with you. So he called Indra in the form of a Brahmin, and he said whatever could be said to him. I'll not go into details. And after he had said all these things, Indra was satisfied as to what is a beautiful and noble character and what is worth pursuing in life. What is Shreya? Remember, the same question, the same word was used by Arjuna in the Mahabharata war. He asked Krishna, Yat Shreya Nischitang Brohi Tanme Shishyastehang Shadimata Prapannam. Tell me, Krishna, what is beautiful? What should I pursue in life? What should be done by me today? Shreya, what is the right thing to do? So, that question is a perennial question. Even today, you may ask your father, your mother, and your teachers, what is Shreya for me today? What should I do today? What is the right thing to pursue? Now, Indra was very satisfied, and then he expressed his gratitude to King Prahlad and was very sweet and very polite. So sweet and polite that Prahlad felt compelled to tell him, make him a promise that ask for a boon, I'll give you anything that you want. So Indra was very clever, you know. He told Maharaj Prahlad, King Prahlad, because you see, Indra didn't want anybody to as good as Indra, so it's better to strip the other competitor of all the great qualities that he had, because of which he was bigger than him, in a sense. So he said, I want you to give me your beautiful character, your shield. Now, the king was in a dilemma because he was asking for his shield. He was not asking just for shield, he was asking for his shield, his beautiful character. So because he had made a promise and he had to keep a promise, it was a great tradition in Hinduism and Sanatana Dharma to always fulfill your promise, come what may. So he said, okay, you take away my beautiful character. As soon as he said that, from his body, suddenly a beautiful person came out. The king looked with awe at him. Who are you, sir? Said, I am Sheel, your beautiful character. You have abandoned me, giving it to the Brahmin. So I am going to him. And he entered the body of the Brahmin. Oh, the very next moment, another entity emerged from his body. And he asked, who are you, sir? He said, I am Dharma. Dharma means the best of duties, best of whatever you have to do, pious things. So he said that I am Dharma. I stay where there is a beautiful character. So I am going to the Brahmin now. Lo and behold, a third entity emerges from the body of the King Prahlad. He says, I am Satya, truth. I am also going to the Brahmin. Then a fourth entity comes out. He says, I am Sadachar. Sadachar means good conduct. I am there where truth is there, Dharma is there. So I am going to the Brahmin. The king had no options. He was struck with awe, not able to think what to do. But the next moment, another entity arose from his body. He asked, who are you, sir? I am strength, Bala. I stay securely and permanently with people who are pious, have a beautiful character, who are truthful. So I am also going to join my friends there in the body of the Brahmin. So the strength of Prahlada was also lost. The strength is of two kinds, children, remember. One is the physical strength, other is the moral strength. And third is the strength of your army and other things. If you lose your character, your moral power goes. If you lose your character, your army deserts you. What remains with you is your physical power, and that's insignificant. So the strength went into the body of the Brahmin, Now, at the end, a magnificent personality came out, lady. And the king asked, Mother, who are you? That lady said, I am the goddess of all the wealth in the world, Lakshmi. So why did you leave me, Mother? She said, because you abandoned dharma, abandoned truth, abandon your strength. I stay only with these people. If somebody who is an evil doer, he acquires me, he acquires wealth, I do go there too if they pursue me, but I don't stay there really for a long time. And at the end, not only I abandon them, but they meet with a bad fate in this life and the next. Therefore, King Prahlad lost everything that he had. What happened later is another story. But today, let me tell you other things related to this story. But before I tell the lessons to be drawn from this story, I'll tell you a couple of things more. One is that what is the definition of shield that Duryodhana asked his father? His father summarized shield or beautiful character in one verse. And what was that verse? That verse was Adroha sarva bhuteshu karmana manasa gira. Don't be antagonistic to any creature, either through your deeds or through your speech or through your mind. And the second line, anugrahasya, daya, kindness, danam cha, charity, helping others, doing good to others. Shilam etat prashasyate. This is extolled as sheel or a beautiful character. If you have all these qualities, you are a man with a beautiful character, with sheel. Now, having defined sheel, let us finish the story and try to find out what lessons can be extracted from this entire episode. And that's very important. The first thing that you must understand from this story is that one should be very generous, should keep his promise, but should not be unwise or foolish. And this unwise tendency is noticed in Hinduism, even among the highest of gods, some of them. They bless even some demons with such amazing powers that the entire creation suffers because of that. It should never be done. You should never give a blank check signed to anybody that you fill up any amount that you want here. This mistake was made, unwise thing was done by King Prahlad. He made a promise, he must fulfill the promise, come what may, generally. But why should he make such a promise? Open promise, you ask for anything? No, don't do it. He may ask for his wife. What would he do then? Therefore, be cautious in promising things to others, number one. Number two, if you become a ruler, how should you act? This is a very great lesson drawn from this episode. And you see, significantly, this episode is from Raj Dharmanushasan Parv of Mahabharata. What is the dharma of kings and what is the Anushasan of kings? Dharmanushasan, the Anushasan or discipline imposed by dharma. When you get power, most of you, almost all of you, will become arrogant, vain, won't listen to anybody, think you are the best, you know the best. So here there is a caution. The lesson is that what Prahlad told, that listen to the Brahmins. They know what a dharma is. And which Brahmins? Not the Brahmins by birth. Brahmins mean what God says in verse 42 of chapter 18 of the Bhagavad Gita. Those qualities, they are the people who are knowledgeable, who understand what dharma and adharma are, and they will advise you. Take their advice. This is the second lesson. And the third most important lesson is what will come out from a small episode between Krishna and Duryodhana. Once Sri Krishna met Duryodhana and told him that this is dharma and this is adharma. This is righteousness, this is unrighteousness. You should follow what is righteous, not what is unrighteous. And at that time, Duryodhana confessed, told Krishna that, look, Keshava, I know what is dharma and what is adharma, what is righteous, what is unrighteous. But somehow I am so constituted by nature that I always find being pulled towards what is unrighteous. It's my nature. What can I do? Tell me. Now, the answer to this question is available in the Bhagavad Gita. I'll very briefly tell you what is the answer. And this will help you a lot in life, because your entire life is going to shape like that, conflict between what is likable and what is desirable. Krishna says that your organs, sensual organs, will pull you in wrong directions often. And not only the sensual organs, but also your mind. It's a separate entity. It has its own dreams. I want to become the chief minister of the state, and I will do whatever is possible for that. I'll kill people, I'll be corrupt, amass money. So mind is another entity altogether. This is not a sensual pleasure. This is mind's own creation, dreams and pursuing the dreams. So these, both of them can take you in the wrong direction. Now, how to ensure that your nature, given by Prakriti or God, whatever you call, is controlled by your higher self, and that higher self is intelligence. Buddhi. Buddhi nashat pranashyati. If your intelligence, your buddhi is destroyed, then you are destroyed. So that is the navigation tool. Develop your buddhi, intelligence, and intelligence has a very close connection with knowledge. Awareness, your self-awareness. Be aware of yourself, your nature. When you start reflecting on your nature, your intelligence reflects on your nature, your negative emotions and positive emotions, your tendencies, then you are able to control those tendencies and able to direct your nature from evil ways to goodness. And that is the most important lesson of this entire episode. Hari Sharanam.